Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. I don't know if you watch daily, but if you do, you will remember these two players from yesterday's cast. We have Light here in the top left, and in the bottom right, we have Killer. They did happen to play 2 ladder games in a row, no more than that, so I'm not going to call it a series or something like that. Kind of silly at that point. But yeah, these two, obviously we had a really interesting first game. If you haven't seen it, I'd suggest you go back and check it out because I'm about to talk about it. But anyways, you know, that particular game, it ended suddenly. Like, it felt like Killer was completely keeping his own. He was playing well. Light tried a kind of risky maneuver. It paid off, and he basically won the game with it. It's not something that you see too often, and it absolutely can backfire. So I'm hoping that we get the game I was expecting in that last match, right? I'm hoping that we get kind of a longer, more drawn out macro game, because I do think that Killer is someone that can kind of hold his own against everyone in that situation. So we're on Neo Dark Origin now. Dark Origin, excuse me. I'm gonna be honest, not my favorite map. It's a tough map to play. It's very tough for Terran, you know, being a 2-player map. Obviously, there's all the issues against Protoss with their offensive gas and everything. But specifically against Zerg, this is an excellent map for Mutalisks. And I'll show you as we get to the natural. But basically on this top position, the top right of the minerals are extremely hard to defend against Mutas. And again, I'll show you that when we get out there and actually take a look. See, he hasn't scouted the minerals yet, so. But yeah, it's a tough set of mineral patches to end up defending. And we'll see if that gets abused here by Killer. You know, for sure he does know about that, so we'll see. Now, the SCV coming across the map, this is just a regular Rax in the main base. You can't, well, I mean, you can, excuse me, wall here, but honestly, it's not that good. The wall here is fantastic because you get a Zergling tight wall where you pop out Marines on the inside. Here, you can make a Zergling tight wall, but then your Marines can't get in. So oftentimes you make a wall that's not tight so your Marines can rally in, but then, you know, if it's a very fast spawning pool, you can get in trouble with that, and it's not really conducive to that wall. So again, more of the way that like weather affects StarCraft or something like that, you know, the spawning positions and just the way that the game works. Anyways, a Marine coming out. The SCV continuing to scout here in the bottom right, and you'll see the timing of the gas. This looks like it's just going to be probably the two hatch layer into 3rd hatch in the main base. That looks like that's what the timing was on the gas. And an Overlord just peeking in. It sees, okay, well, you get the command center at normal time. We know that you don't have gas. You know, these are all very important things. It's, I guess when you think about it, right? Like the timing of gas is how you tell many things in this game, like when the various tech units are going to come out. It's like first you check, okay, are they doing a rush with mineral units? No. Okay, well, when are their gas units going to be coming out? And excuse me, sorry. How can I deal with that? Sorry for the coughs, guys. Just have a little bit of a cough today. And you know what? If you watch every single day, you'll see that I said that over a few days. It's because I sometimes record multiple videos in a single day. So I don't think I'm going to get very sick or anything like that. It's just a little cough. It's not a big deal. Anyways, thank you for your concern, internet doctors. Okay, we have Zergling speed on the way. We do not have a 3rd hatchery as of yet. He's actually, I mean, going up to 8 Marines. I mean, 8 Zerglings. It's not weird. It's like you can go up to 8, but beyond that gets a little bit dicey, right? It's like generally you want 4lings early, and then it's like, okay, well, 6lings can kind of deal with normal Marine move outs, like of 4 Marines or so, and then 8 is okay. He's actually making a lot of speedlings. Okay, so that's why I was kind of looking at that, right? Like he had 6, and that's kind of denying scouts. You can see him spreading out, making sure that the SCV can't see the amount of lings he's making, but this is a lot of Zerglings. 3rd hatch is being made. Spire in the main base. This map is really hard to block Zerglings on. As you can see, like everything is kind of far back, right? The ramp is way back here, so you can't really have a bunker that protects your mineral patches and your ramp. Whereas there's a lot of maps where you do have that type of bunker, which it just kind of defends everything. This is not one of those maps. It's pretty darn wide open. It's very wide inside of here. So yeah, it's a tough map to defend. Now Oh, he's walking pretty far out, man. Oh, that was like indecisive by Killer. He moved up with too many of them. But now he gets in and does attack. And this, again, this was kind of a little fail from Killer at the very beginning. But he kills every Marine. And that's an issue here for Light. He is taking a lot of damage. His SCVs are now fighting. They're trying to hold off these Lings. Medics, unfortunately for him, are what popped out next. So he is losing a ton of workers there. Now, don't forget, even though you've seen killed that many workers, do not forget that obviously Killer skipped a lot of workers to make this many Zerglings. So his worker count is not super phenomenal or anything like that. A couple fire bats came out. He was thinking that Killer might continue to make Lings. A lot of players will in that position, but Killer did not. Killer went back towards drones, back towards mutas. Excuse me. And looking at this position right now, this is terrible for Light. This is very, very bad. He's at 23 workers. Again, you should have 10 more workers right now as you're building your turrets. So he lost a lot of workers there. He does load up a bunker. He does start making turrets. This is what I was talking about. This general area, like you can put a turret in there like this. It might slow down mining a little bit on a couple patches here. But it's really hard to defend this general area, right? This might be the only turret that's really repairable. You can put turrets on the outside, but mutas just kill those because you literally can't repair them. The SCVs can't get there. So right now the mutas flying around, they see those fire bats flying out. He wants to catch those. This is very common as you send the fire bats out to scout the map because you don't need them anymore. They don't scale. They don't do anything against mutas. And if they're in your group against mutas, they just suck up healing from medics and get picked off. So like literally sometimes they get out there and actually get a scout, and it's worth sacrificing them trying to do that. Now, a lot of missile turrets being made. He needs a lot of missile turrets because he lost so much bio. He just has a very, very small army. Only 2 barracks here. I do think he already has the range upgrade. Yeah, and he does have +1 started now. But it's only 2 racks, so it's a hard position. We have a Hydralisk Den as well as Evolution Chamber. And we have another hatchery on the way. So I think here from Light, I'm fairly certain that Light has to go Fact Starport. Like, I think that's the only real choice. Because this type of position, like, I think Killer knows that he's controlling the map so well with the mutas and you have no opportunity to move out at all, that he's going to be able to run lurkers up here. So anytime you can run lurkers up and contain, Marines can't get out alone, which forces siege tanks. So I do think we're going to see siege tank here out of Light. At least 2, maybe 3. Oh, he hadn't started the range, actually. Damn, he's even further behind than I thought. So can't even really defend with those right now. +1 carapace on the way, lurker upgrade on the way. No Queen's Nest as of yet. He doesn't actually have to have it yet, I don't think either. He's actually up in workers, which is kind of huge for Zerg. That's not something you ever want to see as a Terran. Might see some additional barracks getting added at this point. Yep, adds those 2 barracks here once again. Has that factory done. And yeah, there's the add-on. So Light shows that he understands this position perfectly. And of course he would. I mean, Light is the smartest Terran out there right now with Flash not being active. You know, Light following the path that may be able to still give him a victory here. You know, the mutas haven't really done much. He's forced the turrets. He's kind of forced him to play very defensively, and that's good. But hasn't really dived in or anything, right? Like he wants to get the lurkers up here into position. I think that's the main thing. You can see he's morphing them as far forward as he can. And I think what we'll see is the mutas will fly in and really go ham on this as these are hatching. So let's see this. They're just about to hatch. Gonna start running them up immediately. More lurkers being made. Really excellent drone count. Really excellent mining. Here come the lurkers. Now he's got to dive on these. What? Really? Oh, I didn't expect this at all. I thought for sure he'd push a little bit further and make him work the entire way back, but he just keeps very high health on everything, which, I mean, I guess I can't say anything about that. Now, we might just see a counterattack. Like, he's got 11 healthy Mutalisks with +1 attack. They literally have 0 damage on them. This here doesn't hold on against this. So he slows down the science facility, starts picking off Marines. There's no turrets in here, right? The turrets are all on the edge to zone out. Light bringing back the rest of his Marines. Great dive on that siege tank. No siege tanks exist now. Going after this one missile turret. Good quick repair there from Light. And the mutas will fly out. Okay, so Killer bought himself some good time here. Light actually pushed out a little bit quicker than I thought he would. But, you know, his Marines did some very quality damage there. Did pick off quite a few mutas. And now we have the Defiler Mound on the way. But what do we have siege tank-wise? We have one siege tank. And I talked about this before. It takes so long to kill this many lurkers with a siege tank. It's, in fact, very, very silly to watch. He's making a third siege tank. He does have siege mode on the way. Doesn't have the vessel out yet. He will in a second. But yeah, like you literally can't even have enough scans to kill all this without the vessel. So something he's going to be watching for. And of course, if Light makes a misstep here, I'm sure Killer's getting ready to pounce upon it. He has a lot of lings coming up. Still a decent group of mutas there as well. And here we go. The siege tank's moving forward. They're going to try to start hitting these lurkers. Here come those lings. The lings going to try to tank some damage so the lurkers can get up and burrow on top of this army. And look at that. Light with a perfect pullback. Oh, he loses a tank. Oh, he's going to lose another. Oh, the Marines in the way. And now he's lost 3 tanks this game. Only 1 tank remains. He does have siege mode now, so that is something that can push this back. The dropship comes out, Light knowing that he needs to miraculously get a bunch of damage here to come back in this game. Like, he is way down in every single metric. Killer backs up behind the bridge. This is going to force another siege, most likely. A lot of lings coming out to the side. We should have a Defiler soon here. Consume is on the way. Consume is almost done. Ling Muta going after this tank. Man, the way he's been reducing this tank count is just beautiful. Light is having a very, very difficult time. Now he pulls back. He does have groups of lurkers in 2 areas here. Oh, wow. It's kind of funny, right? Like, he just kind of stumbles into them, but one lurker's too far forward, so he gets the kill. Excuse me. Sieging up, and... Okay, so Consume is done. He can start his Dark Swarm push. Just, yeah, look at that. Swarm's there. Gonna burrow. Another swarm goes down, pushing those tanks back, kills another tank. The tanks really don't do anything against this. I think Killer's about to win this game. He does have a little group that got dropped off here, but looks like Killer identifies that very quickly as well and just deals with it. Light walking around the Dark Swarms. This is a very smart move. You need to do things like this because sometimes you can deal with this, especially if the Defiler's gone. Like you can whittle it down and deal with it. But if more units come up, it becomes unstoppable. So getting units in between the push and the rallies is a really good tactic to try when you're behind in a situation like this. Tank siege is up. Light continues to hold. He goes after this hatchery. This 4th will die, but I don't think he needs a 4th, really. I don't see a Defiler there, though. Okay, he does have some Defilers back here. That's a good kill by Light. I tell you what, maybe there's a way that Light holds on and just keeps denying 4th bases, because if you can do that, like, eventually you become pretty cost efficient. Well, unfortunately, just the Lings and Scourge clear that whole army. So it's looking much less likely. But, you know, if you're controlling that middle, maybe there is some comeback potential. Excuse me. All right, we have the Lurker Ling Defiler coming up now. He has so many Lings in here. Almost have +2 carapace. A lot of Lurkers as well. Clearing out everything on the side. And irradiate onto that one Defiler that came up. There is a second one coming, though. Throws down some Dark Swarms, trying to get another one before this one dies. Doesn't look like he'll be able to do that. And Light runs around the army again. Maybe we'll deny this, but this, I mean, it's a matter of time, and I think Light knows that, right? Like, he's been behind forever. And here we go. The Dark Swarm in the natural. The general finishing move in this matchup. GG is called. And Killer with a nice victory there. Really utilizing those speedlings in the early game. GG, guys. Thanks for watching.